বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন যমুনা তীর বনচারী যমুনা তীর বনচারী জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে জয় রাধা গিরিধারী শ্রী রাধে জয় জগন্নাথ জয় বলদেব জয় সুভদ্রা জয় গৌরনিতাই জয় গৌরনিতাই জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় গুরুদেব জয় গুরুদেব নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরে কৃষ্ণ প্রভুজি।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I will now start reading from the Lilamrita. Today we'll read from chapter 4, and that is beginning of the heading of the chapter is How Shall I Serve You? I have every hope that you can turn yourself into a very good English preacher if you serve the mission to inculcate the noble impression of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings to the people in general, as well as philosophers and religionists. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati in a letter to Srila Prabhupada in December 1936. In October of 1932, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati led a group of hundreds of disciples and pilgrims on a month-long parikrama or circumambulation of the sacred places of Vrindavan. Vrindavana residents and visitors perform parikrama by following the old dry bed of the Jamuna river and circumambulating the Vrindavan area, stopping at places where Krishna performed his pastimes when he roamed in Vrindavan 5,000 years ago. A boy had wanted to attend Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's parikrama but could not because of his work. Nevertheless, on the 20th day of the pilgrimage, he traveled from Allahabad, intent on seeing Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati again and hoping to join the parikrama party at Koshi, just outside Vrindavan, at least for a day. The parikrama Srila Bhakti Siddhanta had organized was one of the biggest ever seen in Vrindavan. By engaging so many people, he was using parikrama as a method of mass preaching. Even as early as 1918, when he had first begun the missionary work, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta's specific contribution had been his emphasis on preaching. Prior to his advent, the Vaishnavas had generally avoided populated places, and they had performed their worship in holy, secluded places like Vrindavana. Even when they had traveled to preach, they would maintain the simple mode of impoverished mendicant. The Goswami followers during the Lord Chaitanya's time had lived in Vrindavan underneath trees, one night under one tree and the next night under another. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, whose aim was on preaching worldwide, knew the renunciation of the Goswamis was not possible for the Westerners. Therefore, he wanted to introduce the idea that the devotees could even live in a big palatial temple. He had accepted a large donation from a wealthy Vaishnava merchant and in 1930 had constructed a large marble temple in the Bagbajar section of Calcutta. In the same year, he had moved, along with many followers, from his small rented quarters at the Ultadanga to the impressive new headquarters. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta was demonstrating that although a devotee should not spend a cent of his own sense for his own sense gratification, he could spend millions of rupees for the service of Krishna. While previously Vaishnavas would not have had anything to do with the mechanized contrivances introduced by the British, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, on the authority of scripture, was demonstrating a higher understanding. It was Rupa Goswami, the great disciple of Lord Chaitanya, who had written, "One is perfectly detached from all materialistic worldly entanglement, not when one gives up everything, but when one employs everything for the service of the Supreme Personality of Body, Krishna." This is understood to be perfect renunciation in yoga. If everything is God's energy, then why should anything be given up? If God is good, then his energy is also good. Material things should not be used for one's own sense gratification, but they could be and should be used for the service of Krishna. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta wanted to use the most modern printing presses. He wanted to invite the worldly people to hear Krishna Katha in gorgeously built temples. And for their preaching, devotees should not hesitate to ride in the best conveyances, wear saving clothes, or live amidst material opulence. Hare Krishna Prabhu. I'm stopping now.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 4, Chapter 18, text number 11. Samam Samam Chakurumam Rajan Deva Vrishtam Yatha Payaha Apartav Api Bhadram Te Upavarteta Me Vibhu Samam Cha Kuru Mam Rajan Deva Vrishtam Yatha Payaha Apartavapi Bhadram Te Upavarteta Me Vibhu Samam Cha Kuru Mam Rajan Deva Vrishtam Yatha Payaha Apartavapi Bhadram Te Upavarteta Me Vibhu Samam Cha Kuru Mam Rajan Deva Vrishtam Yatha Payaha Apartavapi Bhadram Te Upavarteta Me Vibhu. So devotees, if you want to chant this verse, please do so. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Samam cha kurumam rajan deva brishtam yatapaya apartava api bhadram te Sorry. Upavarteta me vibho. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranayam, Sri.
Hare Krishna.
Namam Chakuru Mam Rajan, Deva Vrishtam Yatha Payaha, Apartavapi Bhadram Te, Upavarteta me vibho.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Shamam cha kuru mam rajan deva vrishtam yatha payah aparta upi bhadram te upavarte tame vibho. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Samam cha kuru mam rajam deva vristam yatha paya aparta vapi bhadram te upavate tame vibho.
Okay, someone can read the synonyms, and yeah, someone can read the synonyms.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shamam, equally, level. Cha, also. Guru, make. Mam, me. Rajan, O king. Deva Vrishtam, fallen as rain by the mercy of King Indra. Yata, so that. Paya, water. Apa Ritu, when the rainy season has ceased. Api, even. Bhadram, auspiciousness. Te, unto you. Upavartate, it can remain. Me, on me. Vibho, O Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Someone can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
My dear king, may I inform you that you have to make the entire surface of the globe level. This will help me even when the rainy season has ceased. Rainfall comes by the mercy of King Indra. Rainfall will remain on the surface of the globe, always keeping the earth moistened, and thus it will be auspicious for all kinds of production.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So we'll have the little short purport. So someone can read the purport as well. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'll read that.
Yes, Mataji.
King Indra of the heavenly planets is in charge of throwing thunderbolts and giving rainfall. Generally, thunderbolts are thrown on the top of hills in order to break them to pieces. As these pieces are spread as under in due course of time, the surface of the globe gradually becomes fit for agriculture. Level land is especially conducive to the production of grain. Thus, the planet Earth requested Maharaj Prithu to level the surface of the earth, breaking up the high land and mountains. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So thank you, all the devotees. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. This very nice chapter. We know that in this chapter, Mother Earth takes the form of a
Cow.
cow. Yeah. So we see in the scriptures, the cows are considered very, very important. We know that cows are considered to be one of our 7
Matas.
mothers, one of the 7 mothers. Atma Mata, Guru Patni, and what are the 6? One is Atma Mata, the other one is Guru Patni, and one is
Dhatri Mata. Dhatri Mata.
Brahmani, Dhatri, Brahmani Rajapatnika, Dhenur Dhatri, Tata Prithvi, Saptaita Matara Sprita. So Atma Mata, Guru Patni, Brahmani Rajapatnika, Dhenur Dhatri, Tata Prithvi, Saptaita Matara Sprita. One's own mother, Guru Patni means wife of
Spiritual master.
the spiritual master. Brahmani,
Wife of a Brahmana.
and Rajapatnika,
King, Queen.
Queen. Dhenur, Dhenu,
Dhenu is the
Cow.
cow.
cow. Dhatri,
The mother earth.
Prithvi.
Tatha Prithvi. Prithvi is
It is earth.
Earth.
Earth, Mother Earth. So Mother Earth. And so we know that in this case, we see that the earth is a mother and cow is also a mother. So earth has taken the form of cow. So that adds, to the compassion of which is expected. So when there's a cow, there's a compassion expected. We see that in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj, when he was just going to all the different parts of the earth, he was when he was doing what do you call? As a king, he would go around the earth, and then he sees that there's a cow and a bull. And who was that cow?
Mother Earth.
Mother Earth. So Mother Earth had taken the form of a cow, and Dharma had taken the form of a
Bull.
bull. So to get compassion, Mother Earth actually takes the form of a cow. We see that killing cows are considered to be very, very sinful. And it's considered very important to feed the cows, protect the cows. Even Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishi Gaurakshya Vanijyam Vashya Karma Swabhavajam. If there are different Brahmanas, there's Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas and Sudras, and the main principal nature or the swabhav of the Vaishyas is to Krishi, Gauraksha and Vanijam. Krishi means agriculture. Gauraksha means
Selling the cow.
yeah, protecting the cows. Gauraksha and Vanijam means business. So they used to protect the cows. So Krishi, Gauraksha, Vanijam, Vaishya, Karma, Swabhavajam. This is the nature by which the Vaishyas work. So Lord Krishna himself comes as a Vaishya. He comes as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, of course, is Kshatriya, but then he also son of Nand Baba and Yashoda. So he's looking after the cow, and he starts even grazing the cows. He looks after the cows, and he's a Gopaha, and he's also before that he's a Vatsapaha, and he becomes a Gopaha. Vatsapa means one who looks after the
Calves.
Calves. So he was a calf, and he looks after the cows and becomes a Gopala. And we know that the cows are so dear to Lord Krishna that he has got so many names related to cows, like Gopala, Govinda. Govinda means one who gives
Pleasure.
pleasure to the cows.
Pleasure to the cows.
One who gives pleasure to the cows, and one who gives pleasure to the senses. That's Govinda. So, and we also see that Lord himself becomes calves. Lord himself becomes calves. In which pastime?
Brahma Vimohan Lila.
Brahma Vimohan Lila, Lord Krishna becomes calves and the cowhead boys. He himself becomes calves. And he himself becomes calves and drinks the milk of the cows. The cows are very dear to Krishna. And we see, and in also one of the pastimes, Lord Krishna actually, in the form of Vishnu, actually becomes a cow. In which pastime?
Tripurashur.
Tripurasur Katha, when we know that this Madanav had created 3 cities that could fly in the sky, and the demons would take shelter of those cities and create destruction, and would attack all the demons, all the devatas. And Lord Shiva was able to kill all these demons, but Mayadanav had special wells in those vimanas, or in those cities, which were actually flying cities. And then he would dip them, the dead bodies, into those wells, and they would actually become alive, and they would start fighting again. So this was happening again and again. And then we know that Lord Vishnu takes the form of a cow. And who takes the form of a calf?
Lord Brahma.
Lord Brahma. And they go inside, and then no one could stop even the cows. Even the demons would not stop the cows from entering those cities, or the puras, or those airplanes. And they went, and then they drank the whole all the juice or the nectar from the well. They came out. So he becomes a cow as well. Lord Krishna himself, he becomes a calf, he becomes a cow. The cows are very dear to him. He protects cows. Krishi Gorakshya Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Sabhajam. He protects the cows, he saves the cows, and cows are very, very dear to Lord Krishna. And cows are also should be dear to everyone else. Even the demons would not kill the cows at that time. But we know that when Parikshit was going around, and he saw that Kali was attacking the bull, and he had already, that bull was already standing on only one leg, and 3 were already not there. Actually, those 3 pillars of religion represents the 3 pillars of religion. And this bull was, with the cow, and the cow is actually Prithvi Maya taking the form of a cow. And they were talking with each other, and the cow was talking about a distressful condition to the bull, who is actually Dharma. And we know that Parikshit became very, very angry that this person who was dressed like a king, but he was acting like a Sudra. And he became very angry, and he wanted to punish Kali. He wanted to kill Kali, and then Kali wanted the personality. Kali said, please do not kill me. And then he surrendered to the king, and then the king gave him so different places so that he could go and reside. So that's the story in the Srimad Bhagavatam, where we can see the cow actually takes the form of or it taking the form of a cow, and then Parikshit Maharaj, the king of the entire planet, actually protecting her in the form of a cow. And we see also there is a cow killing is so considered to be so dangerous. There's one story in the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is one of the sons of who, and he had to become a Sudra, and he had killed a cow, not intentionally, but he killed a cow by mistake. Do you remember the story? This is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, that a lion had come into the lion or tiger had come in that night, and then he attacked. He was given this job of looking after the cows, protecting the cows, and then by mistake he kills the cow instead of killing the animal which was attacking the cow. He had by mistake killed a cow. You remember that story? He was one of the sons of. Was he son of Manu? No, it's mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. I don't remember very well, but it's part of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Does anyone remember that katha? So yes, the killing of cows is considered to be very, very sinful. And we see, if you read that Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll see what consequences he had to face, after he had done that. So here in this katha, we can see that in this in the verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam, here Mother Earth had taken the form of a cow to protect herself, because Maharaj Prithu is not protecting the cow this time, but Maharaj Prithu is trying to
Punish Mother.
to punish Mother Earth, and running behind Mother Earth, took the arrows and was ready to shoot, and wanted to shoot the Earth, Mother Earth, which had taken the form of a cow. And she thought that if she takes the form of a cow, the Lord will become compassionate. We see that in the Srimad Bhagavatam. We see the katha where Lord protects the Mother Earth, and she also mentions this to Prithu Maharaj, that you had protected me in that form. In which form Lord actually protects the earth?
Varahadev.
Varahadev. In the form of Varaha, you had actually protected me. During the prayers, so she offers prayers to Lord Prithu Maharaj, you in that form had protected me, and you are, if you, what's the name she gives to the Lord? Dharadhar. Is it Dharadhar that's mentioned?
Yes, Prabhu. Dharadhar.
Dharadhar. Yeah, Dharadhar. Like you're well known for Dharadhar. Dhara means earth. Dhar means protecting or holding the earth. Dharadhar. Like Gadadhar. Gadadhar. And why do you want to kill me now? And it's nothing. I'm not at fault. But so why did Prithu Maharaj want to do this? Why did he want to punish Mother Earth?
Because Mother Earth is not accommodating the this grains, foods and grains sufficiently for the people of this kingdom.
Yeah. So yeah, people of the earth, the citizens all went to the king, because the king is responsible for looking after their welfare, and that includes the food and other things. So they all went to take shelter of the king, and said, we are become so weak. The earth is not giving us. We don't have any grains. We don't have any food. So they were all very slim, and they all took shelter of Prithu Maharaj. And Prithu Maharaj saw that the main cause was that the earth was not giving. It was not the problem with the people. The people were working hard, but they couldn't get the grains or herbs or fruits, and there were no seeds and nothing. And so all the citizens were in so much distress. And then he wanted to punish the earth for not giving the grains and everything. And why was the Mother Earth not giving all these things?
Because there is no yoga was performed, and so she has hold it because non-devotees were consuming the foods. That's why.
Yes, correct. So the non-devotees were using all those things, and they were not performing any yajna or anything like that. And so that's why she had hidden it. Mother Earth had hidden all those things, the seeds and of the grains and herbs and everything. And then it was there for a long time. She had been hiding it for a long time, and because if you keep the seeds for too long and you don't use it, what happens?
It gets spoiled.
It gets spoiled. So that's what had happened. And then when Mother Earth was being chased in the form of the cow, and then she offered prayers, but still Prithu Maharaj was not pacified. And then she started, giving reasons why she was doing what she was doing, why she was not supplying all the herbs and all the grains for the welfare of the people. And when she starts speaking, she mentions all these things, and then she tries to pacify Prithu Maharaj, and also gives the different ways which will help in getting all the grains and everything. So she will, of course, in the previous verse 9 and 10. So she says that if you really want to relieve the burden of the living entities, if you want to desire to relieve the living entities by supplying them sufficient grain, and if you desire to nourish them by taking milk from me, you should make arrangements to bring calves suitable for this purpose and pot which the milk can be kept, as well as a milkman to do the work. So if you want to milk different things from me, I'm a cow now in the form of earth, in the form of a cow. Earth has taken the form of a cow. So you want to milk those different things from me, you need three things. What are those three things?
You need a milkman. Milkman to milk it.
You need a milkman, yes, to milk it, correct?
And patra means container.
Container, you need a container to put the milk, correct? And also what do you need when you do the milk? You need a milkman
And a calf. And a calf.
You need calf. There's three things you need: the calf, the milkman, and a pot to put the milk. So you can make all these arrangements, and I will actually do what is required from my part as a cow. I will give the milk, different kinds of milk. You have to arrange all these three things. So after that, she says, so you have to arrange those three things: milkman, pot, and also the calf. Now in this verse, she is saying, Samam Chakuru Mam Rajan. Samam. So also equally, Samam means Samam. Samam means equal or level, or straight. Different. There's meaning of Samam. Samam Kaya Shiro Grivam Dhare Nachalam Sriya. Sampreshya Nasika Gram Swam. This is Chanava Lokan. So that means actually straight. So, samam can means equal. So here, samam means leveling. Level. Samam Chakuru Mam Rajan. Rajan is referring, she's referring to him as Rajan. Okay. Samam Chakuru Mam. Please level me, because the earth is was not level, not flat. And so she's requesting Prithu Maharaj to level her, Kuru cha samam cha kuru mam rajan. And why is leveling required? And she mentions now in the next part of the verse, Deva vrishtim yatha payaha. So Deva vrishtim means like a shower. So Deva vrishtim, rain. So when the Deva actually showers the rain, who's that Deva who gives rain?
Indra.
Lord Indra. Of course, Lord Indra is still controlled by the Supreme Lord.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. So Lord Indra gives rain. Of course, the supreme controller is Lord Krishna. Madbhayat vati vatoyam suryastapati madbhayat. Varshati Indro dahati agnir. Mrityush charati madbhayat. So everything is working under the direction of the Lord. And as Kapil Bhagwan says, and all, as all the scriptures say, so Lord Krishna is a supreme controller, but there are also devatas who do different things on his behalf. So this Lord Indra is showering the rain, and then the rain comes down to the earth, actually falls to the earth, and because the earth is not samam, not level, then the rain doesn't stay on the earth for too long. Because if you have grains and if you have herbs, you plant those things, if you have the right kind of seeds, then, and if you don't have enough rain, do you think there will be good crops or good harvest? So you need rain. So and Lord Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita that there's a verse in which Lord Krishna says about how actually rains come, and there was no shortage of that at that time. They were actually performing yajna. What's the verse in which Lord Krishna says that अन्नाद भवन्ति भूतानि परस्मैः यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यः यज्ञ कर्म समुद्भव कर्मो भ्रमोद्भव विधि ब्रह्माक्षर समुद्भव. All this different verses Lord Krishna says. So annad bhavanti bhutani, anna is required for the bhutani, for the living entities. Without anna they cannot live. Right? We need food. We need, of course, the best food is annamrit, Shri Annamrita Pao or Radha Krishna Gunagav or the Prasadam. But still other living entities also need food. So annad bhavanti bhutani parajanyat anna sambhava. And that anna is coming from parajanyat. And parajanyat means
Rain.
rain. Yagyad bhavati parajanya. And how does the parajanyat come, rain come?
By sacrifice.
By performing yajna.
Yagya karma samudbhava. Yagya is coming from the prescribed duties of different living entities, the humans actually. So the rain is required. Rain actually comes from yagya, but the rain is there, but it has to stay on the earth so that the earth remains moist. So that's why here deva vrishtim yatha payaha, deva vrishtim, when the devata is responsible for rain, Lord Indra actually showers the rain. Paya means water. Yatha means so that when Lord Indra showers the rain, paya apa rito. Apa means water. Rito means season. Apa rito. Apaha. Rito means the season. So when the season has gone, apartav api, even after the season has gone, the rainy season, upavarteta me, still that still remains on me. The water, even if when the Lord Indra showers the rain, you level the earth so that when the water still remains on me, me upavarteta me, on me, remains on me, and vibho means Lord is vibho, and the living entities are anu, and they're vibhu, very very small, and Lord is vibhu, very great. So, oh great Lord Vibhu, please do this, just level the earth planet, so that the water actually remains even after even after the rainy season is gone. Because rainy season is fine, when the rain is always falling from the sky, that's fine, but after the season is gone, then how will the water remain there? So if the earth is not flat enough, then the water just will go out, will not remain on the earth. So you just make that provision, make this arrangement. And so that's why we have here in the translation, Bashila Prabhupada, my dear king, may I inform you that you have to make the entire surface of the globe level. This will help me even when the rainy season has ceased. Rainfall comes by the mercy of King Indra. Rainfall will remain on the surface of the globe, always keeping the earth moisture, and thus it will be auspicious for all kinds of production. So that will be auspicious for all kinds of production. That's why Bhadramte, then that will be auspicious. As a king, it will be auspicious for you, and all the citizens, it will be auspicious for all the citizens, because all the citizens will get the grains, the herbs, and all the things that then require to live happily. Because you may have gold, you may have iron, you may have silver, you may have so many things, but if you have big factories and nuts and bolts, but you can't eat the nuts and bolts and all those things, you can't eat the gold. Even if you have gold, we need to have grains, and you need to have vegetables, you need to have all these things. So that's very, very important. So then that will be auspicious for everyone. And Prabhupada writes that King Indra has got his thunderbolt, and then he can, he's use his thunderbolt for two purposes. One is for what does he do? He just breaks the
Mountains.
Breaking the mountains, and then that can level the surface of the earth. We know that he also breaks the earth into like the mountains, and he also cuts the wings. He's known for cutting the wings using his thunderbolts. And but here, this showering rains, and also he uses thunderbolt for cutting the breaking the mountains. But here, this Mata Prithvi, in the form of the cow, is asking Prithu Maharaj to do this. Please do this. And so it's a very different kind of pastime here, because Prithu Maharaj in this pastime is running behind the earth to punish her. And we see that every time the earth goes to Lord for shelter, there's another pastime in which or there's so many pastimes where the earth actually assumes the form of a cow and then goes with the devatas to the Shir Sagar, and they all offer prayers to the Lord, and then the Lord comes, Lord appears. At that time also the earth actually takes the form of a cow, and goes with Brahmaji, Lord Shiva, and then they all go there to the bank of the milk ocean, and then they all offer prayers to the Lord. So, Sura Muni Gandharva Milkara Sarva Gaya Biranchi Kiloka Sangha Gotanudhari Bhumi Bichari Sangha Gotanudhari. Together with them, there's also Biranchi and Lord Shiva and all the devatas and all the sages all go there and Sangha Gotanudhari Bhumi Bichari Vikala Bhayasana Shoka, and she is in the form of a cow. So there also we see that she takes the form of a cow, but their Lord protects Mother Earth. There she's protected by Mother Earth, and also we see that when Lord Indra comes, because Lord Krishna had lifted the Govardhan Parvat, and we know that Lord Indra had created so much disturbance by showering rain for continuously for 7 days and 7 nights. And Lord Krishna was lifting the Govardhan hill on his little finger for 7 days and 7 nights. And when he gave up, when he decided to take shelter of Lord Krishna, and then, but when he comes to take shelter, what does he do? He comes with
A cow.
He comes with Surabhi cow.
Survey cow.
Yeah, and Lord becomes very compassionate. And same with when in the other incarnations, in like when Lord has to come on earth. So here he is trying to punish the earth, Mother Earth, but when Mother Earth surrenders and gives the process by which she will give all these things, then he becomes pacified. So this is a very nice pastime. So what are any questions first? Do you have any questions? If not, then what are some of the things that you learned? What are some of the important things which you learned?
Guruji, one of the lessons was the position of mother cow and the consequences of not respecting or killing her is a grave sin.
Very nice. That's considered, killing cow is considered to be very, very great sin. Even the demons would not kill the cows. We can see that when Lord Vishnu assumed the form of a cow and Brahma went in the form of a calf, even they did not kill or attack the cows while they were taking the Amrit from those two wells, or those wells. Yes, very nice. Considered to be very sinful. Thank you, Mother. Anything else? Anything else you learned?
Really, another thing is that we should not also neglect the cow also. I mean,
Yes.
not only we should not kill it, but at the same time also we should not neglect the cow so that we'll be deprived of our valuable food.
Yes, because if we neglect them, then we don't get the most important thing called the milk. It's most important for our body. Yes, and of course it's punishable. It's considered to be sinful to neglect cows or kill cows. But we also get deprived of the most nutritional thing called milk. Yes. Anything else?
Guruji, also that Earth is one of our 7 mothers.
Earth is one of the 7 mothers. Yes, and we can see that Earth is mother, and also Dhenu is mother. So here in this case, there's 2 out of 7, right? The Earth taking the form of a cow. So 2 of the 7 mothers here, and Prithu Maharaj still was not pacified. He got pacified later when Mother Earth actually gave the process by which he could get whatever he needed as a king for the welfare of the citizens. Yes, anything else?
Yes, Guruji. If we neglect the prescribed duties, we have to face the consequences.
If we neglect our prescribed duties, we face the consequences, correct? Because the thing is, eventually, we will not get the most important thing, and that is the grains and the food. Because we don't get, we will not get the rain, and we can see what can happen to the citizens, and it can happen in later on the Kali Yuga. It is mentioned that earth will stop producing
grains.
Food
grains,
grains.
and then people will struggle with food. It will happen later on in Kali Yuga because of all the sinful activities that people perform on this earth. And Mother Earth is not actually the burden of the earth is not because of the mountains, the oceans, or the people, or the big buildings. This is not for the rivers or the lakes. Those are not actually the burden on the earth. The burden on the earth is what?
Sinful activities.
The sinful activities. That's the real burden. Even Mother Earth doesn't even is not able to tolerate even one sinful person. For one sinful person working on her, that's a great burden on her. And she's very, very pleased, and she actually considers herself very, very fortunate when actually devotees walk on her surface. When Lord walks on her surface, and she feels so blissful, and she feels so light. Just like if someone is big load is put on them, and they are asked to, walk or do things they can't. It's just so much burden on them. and then they feel relief when the burden is out. So similarly, the earth considers the sinful people on her as burden. That's a real burden on her. So yes, thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji. Mataji. Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for a nice class as always, especially so many points and so many shlokas from the various scriptures. Thank you for sharing that. So yeah, I think one more point what you mentioned was even if you have to extract from the earth or from anywhere, we have to have the right technique. We can't just imagine our own technique and start exploiting in a wrong way, over exploitation. You have to have the correct person, that is a trained person, trained milkman, and the calf should be done in a very sustainable way. We can't just snatch everything from the earth. So that also I just learned from your class. Yeah. Thank you,
Prabhuji. And so that's why that's why Mother Earth actually mentions that. Verse number 5, a foolish person who manufactures his own ways and means through mental speculation does not recognize the authority of the sages who laid down the impeachable directions, is simply unsuccessful again and again in his attempts. So yes, the authorized way of doing things. Thank you, Prabhuji. And that authorized way is coming from the Sadhu Shastra and Guru.
Yes.
And so we need to follow the process. And she is mentioning this, that this is very important. Yes, not making your own way and then thinking that I will get this, if I do this, I'll do this. You have to go for the authorized way. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Anything else?
Yes, Prabhuji, you
Yes,
clarified. Thank you for clarifying that yajna is actually prescribed duties. I was under the assumption it was like a fire sacrifice, right? But verse, I think 3.14 Bhagavad Gita clearly it's a prescribed duties. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yagya karma samudbhava. Yagya means the prescribed duties. Yes, correct. Yeah, but there can be different prescribed duties for different people, and also different kinds of yagya for different ages. Also, for this age, the Sankirtan yagya.
Yeah.
There's also yagya. That's why when there's no rain, the devotees when they chant the Maha Mantra, there is rain. That happens in many parts of the world, and you know that. So devotees chant, and that's also yagya. Because of yagya, you get rain. Yagya karma samudva. And also, it arises from different the one's prescribed duties, and different kinds of people perform different kinds of yagya. Yeah, it's fire sacrifice also. That's also a kind of yagya. But the main kind of yagya for this age is the
Sankirtan Yagna.
Sankirtana yagya. And Lord Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, what does he say about the yagya? Which kind of yagya? I am the in the 10th chapter.
Japa yagya.
The post me. Lord Krishna says, Yagyanam japa yagyosmi. Yagyanam japa yagyasmi. Of all the yagyas, I am the japa yagya. Yes, Sankirtan yagya or japa yagya. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Raj Prabhu. Raj Prabhu is joining us from Canada. Thank you, Raj Prabhu. Haribol. So he's always with us and he's joining us from Canada. Thank you, Raj Prabhu. Yes, anyone else? Just one or two more points, and then we can conclude.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, and another thing is that, as you have told, that when Krishna was present on this ark, it's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam that the rivers were flowing with proper, with pleasure. Even the trees were happy by giving fruits, and also the fields were happy by doing green, by giving them grains. And in this way, when the Lord was present, everybody was trying to, was so pleased. In this way, if we follow the Lord and remain a good devotee, then they will get all the help from the nature, because it is nothing but the blessing of the Lord is through the earth it comes to us.
Yes, true. Yes, correct, Prabhuji. Yeah. All these things are supplied because, and also material nature is also very, very pleased, because even when the time Lord appears, the rivers actually start giving nice clean water, and we see a lot of changes that happen. And there's nice Vayu, Sital, Manda, Sugandha, and all those things. So it's mentioned in the scriptures, and all this, everything becomes favorable because Prakriti actually decorates ourselves when the Lord comes, and also she's very, very happy when the devotees, are born, or when the devotees are, the number of devotees increase on the earth. So yes, so that's very, very important, yeah. Because Maya Dakshina Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam Hetunanena Kaunteya Jagad Viparivartate. Lord Krishna says. Yes, so one last point and then we'll conclude.
Even in the at the time of Yudhishthir, when Yudhishthir was reigning, that time also the whole atmosphere was so favorable. The uniform temperature, no hot, no cold. Everything was supplied. So the Mother Earth was so happy because everything was maintained.
Correct, yeah.
So then,
Correct.
So
Yeah,
the people
right.
of the kingdom was very, very happy.
Yeah. And we see that even Ram Rajya, everyone wants Ram Rajya. Prabhupada says everyone wants Ram Rajya, but without Ram. So Ram Rajya and everything was like that during Ram Rajya. Nothing, no, everyone was wealthy. Everyone was wealthy in Ayodhya. So in Ram Rajya, and or also during the time of Shantanu Maharaj, or with Yudhishthir Maharaj, or Parikshit Maharaj. So everything was going on so nicely because they were doing things according to Dharma. And then Lord becomes very, very pleasant. And the supreme Dharma, of course, is Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma, Yato Bhaktir Adokshajay. Ayatmakiya Pratiyata Yatma Suprasiditi.
So in contrast, nowadays they are burning Ramcharitmanas.
Yes, Prabhu.
In India, some people are burning the Ramcharitmanas because it's Kali Yuga, I think.
It's so unfortunate that people can go to that extent. So it's just really unfortunate, and they should.
Atheists are doing that.
Islam is spreading, and also because of Christianity now, and there's a lot of people. That's what most people think, that by just banning the scriptures, then everything is over. It doesn't. You can't remove it from the heart of the people. It's there. It has been there for generations and generations, and it will remain there. You can't take that out from people's hearts. So it's just unfortunate that when they think that they think the success of their dharma is when they burn these things. Or, of course, of atheists have no dharma at all. They don't follow anything. It's just very unfortunate. Anyway, Hare Krishna. We'll just pray for them. Those people over there, that they have the right kind of consciousness and they stop doing such things. Hare Krishna. Shri Shri Radha Girdhari Bhagwan ki jai. Shri Shri Gauri Bhagwan ki jai. Shri Shri Sitaram Bhagwan ki jai.
Ancha kalpatarubhyascha. Jai. Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, all the devotees.